I lost 45 pounds of fat in 90 days. And there is a systematic reason backed by science on how I did that. The leanest people that you see online are eating similar things as to what I did to lose that 45 pounds in 90 days. Researchers studied over 100 people for 12 weeks on a diet. And the people who ate repeat meals lost 37% more fat. Not from some new diet, not from cutting carbs, not keto, just from simplifying what they ate and doing it consistently. Today I'm going to show you how I do this personally and basically cram down what I did for 90 days in less than 10 minutes. When you think of willpower and discipline, it's like a battery. Every decision that you have to think about and make decreases that battery. That's why at grocery stores, they have all that candy and sweets and stuff in the checkout aisle so that you have made already 100 decisions going around the store to get the food that you need. So by the time you get to the checkout line, the willpower is low. You're just like, screw it, toss that Reese's in the bag, put it on the conveyor belt, and then boom, an extra 300 calories. And that concept carries over to dinner time when we've already made all these decisions, we're just mentally fatigued, and we just go for what's easiest. So whether it's an app that delivers food to your house, or it's something that you've already prepped or have made and consistently know how to cook easily, that is the easiest grab. Whatever is the easiest thing, we're going to do because the willpower battery is drained. Eating the same meals removes willpower entirely. It stops being a bunch of decisions and just becomes a systematic approach to losing fat. So my goal that I've used for myself and my clients is just 3 to 4 meals that we genuinely enjoy and just rotate them and then let that system do the magic like it did for myself. Before I get into the food, here's what I do before I eat. So in the mornings, I will have a morning drink. It is a staple in my day, and I've been doing this for years. It's just a cup of water with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, a fourth a teaspoon of Baja Gold sea salt, and 5 to 10 grams of creatine monohydrate. The apple cider vinegar slows how quickly I absorb carbs, so it doesn't have that energy spike and then drop off after eating a meal. The Baja Gold sea salt has minerals and electrolytes that improve my hydration since I just went like 8 hours without water, and it just gets me feeling better a lot quicker. And then the creatine has cognitive benefits and muscle preservation and building benefits as well. And then with my first meal, I always have a B vitamin complex, which just helps with energy conversion, nerves, central nervous system, and a lot of other things that are just super important. Breakfast, I feel like, is the easiest meal to stay consistent with. I always have for protein 2 to 3 whole eggs, 2 egg whites, and then 3 chicken weenies from Amy Lou's. I get them from Costco. Super easy, just pop them in the air fryer for like 6 minutes on 400, and then boom, protein, fats, ready to go. Then for carbs, I rotate between Dave's Killer Bagels, which have less BS in them and higher protein amount, usually with like a tablespoon or 2 of strawberry cream cheese, my favorite. And then I will also, if I'm not feeling that, I'll do some overnight oats with 50 grams of oats, a tablespoon of chia seeds, a tablespoon of PB Fit powder, so protein and calorie friendly peanut butter, and then just some almond milk and some berries if I'm feeling it. If I also want to load up some more protein powder, I'll do a scoop of whey isolate protein, and that will be my carb source. If I wake up not feeling hungry, I will just fast until lunch. Another quick side note, before lunch and dinner, I take a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk powder with some water. I did a full deep dive on psyllium husk powder and how its benefits correlate with fat loss, and it's my most viewed and interacted with video across my whole channel. I'll link it in the description below if you want to see it, but just for a short description on it, psyllium husk is a soluble fiber that forms a gel in our gut, and it slows glucose absorption, just like the apple cider vinegar in the morning. It keeps us significantly more full between meals, improves gut health, and helps you hit your daily fiber targets. And research says this is a really solid tool for doing those. 90% of Americans undereat fiber. We should be aiming for 30 to 40 grams a day, and most people are getting 10 to 20, maybe max. And fiber from psyllium husk is an easy way to supplement what we're not getting from whole foods. Lunch is built around 2 things: speed, volume. I use a rice cooker. It's this amazing invention where I just put a scoop of jasmine white rice and a cup and a half of water with some salt in there. Put the lid on, press the button, and then 15 minutes, I have 3 servings of rice. And jasmine white rice digests very well. It's simple to make, easy to eat. For protein, I try and keep it air fryer friendly because it requires the least amount of work for myself. I do chicken thighs, chicken breast, or cod. and I season each of those the same way. Salt, black pepper, garlic powder, paprika into an air fryer with some avocado spray or olive oil, 10 to 15 minutes, and that is at least 50 grams of protein right to the dome. For extra fiber and micronutrients, I'll slice some bell pepper or some green beans, Brussels sprouts, and I'll just toss those right in the air fryer or in a pan while those are cooking. And it's just something you can just kind of sit and forget until it's ready. And maybe you work in an office, okay? When I was at Equinox as a personal trainer, I bought this little tiny air fryer that was maybe like $20 online, and I would just bring in a baggie with some marinated or seasoned chicken breast or chicken thigh or cod, and I would literally on my lunch breaks, if I had a 30-minute lunch break, I would take 15 of that and just throw the chicken in there, cook it, and then boom, I have fresh chicken. Because personally, I don't like reheating cooked chicken. I think it just has this disgusting taste, but there are ways around this. If you have the will, there is a way. And I am touching a lot on white meat because I have a genetic disposition to higher cholesterol. So stuff coming from four-legged animals like beef, milk, dairy, that stuff is a detriment to my health, and so I have to kind of stay away from it. So that's why I'm touching on that. But if you can eat ground beef and you don't have a problem with dairy and stuff, it's way easier, in my opinion, to meal prep meals that taste better. There's just a simple thing about, even with ground turkey, you can get away with this, and I do this as well, just like cooking a big batch of like 3 to 5 pounds of it with some spinach in it, taco seasoning, and then layering that over rice, and then boom, you have like meals every day of the work week. 5 days of meals cooked in about an hour time. And I really try not to snack, but I guess you would call this a snack. As soon as I'm done working out, I always have 2 to 3 scoops, so 50 to 75 grams of protein in whey isolate with either water or almond milk, just so I can make sure I'm getting my protein needs. Since I am 6'4" and like 250 pounds, it is important for me to make sure I'm hitting my protein goals, and sometimes that's really hard with just 3 meals a day. Dinner, again, keeping it simple, stupid, is very similar to lunch. I just switch up whatever protein I had at lunch, so if I had chicken thighs, maybe I'm having cod for dinner, or vice versa. And personally, if I'm out of food or I'm traveling, I try and stick to places where I can customize it to my liking and get high protein for low calorie. And I've really, in all of my findings, kava and sweet green are amazing, but like even where I'm at, they don't have those. So it's really just Panda Express. I get the chicken teriyaki with white rice and super greens, or Chipotle, just getting chicken, beans, rice, some veg, and boom, good to go. Having simplified orders at fast food removes the willpower device from overthinking and overanalyzing what is healthy. Just don't need to look up healthy food in the area. You just look up Panda Express, Chipotle, Whole Foods, Kava, Super Green, and then boom, it's like the options are there made for you. None of these meals that I've mentioned are complicated. They don't require a chef full time. They don't require a whole day. It is just like you can get the grocery shopping done in 15 minutes if you have a dedicated list and a route in the grocery store. And then in under an hour, you can cook a week's worth of meals. And AI helps with this a lot if you don't want to pay a coach. You could literally just brain blast or even speak into it and just say, this is all the stuff I eat, this is what I like, and then just, I want the most simplified version of the criteria that EJ is saying in this video of I can consistently eat it, I like the taste, and I want the quickest route, and like make me a grocery list, make me a meal plan for it. And it'll like do 80 to 90% of the work for you. Coaching and people usually pay me for accountability to stay on top of them actually sticking to it, right? You can give anyone a plan, but it is about consistently doing it. And so that's what people pay me for, is not only the plans in the gym and around the kitchen, but making sure they actually get to the goal that they're looking for. The most important thing is when we have these staples that I outline with the protein, the fats, and the carbs in these meals, a lot of people that aren't bodybuilders and robots, the problem always comes down to like, cool, I can do that for a week or two, and it's just like chicken, rice, ground beef. It gets boring. This is where we have the staple coming from, right? We know where 90% to even more of the calories and our macronutrients and micronutrients are coming from. This is where we spice it up with sugar-free sauces, salt, seasonings, and additives like fresh cilantro, fresh pico de gallo, some light sour cream, some corn salsa, some jalapenos, adding some spice, adding some sweetness. And it could just be switching it up, like, this meal I'm going sweet, next meal I'm going spicy, and one meal I'm doing barbecue chicken, the next I'm doing sweet chili. And this is where it's like we have 90% of the stuff that's actually going to get us to our weight and body composition goals with the system. And then it's just about consistency, and we do that by making it exciting. I'm looking forward to having not rubber chicken, but barbecue or sweet chili, or I'm hitting it with Tabasco sauce this time. If you have about 5 to 10 different options like that and some fresh stuff you can throw in with it, it makes it so much more enjoyable. The more enjoyable it is, the more consistent you will be with eating it. And another thing is sugar. Okay, these sugar are made by scientists in labs to have us addicted to them. Okay, and if you've ever stopped sugar, which I have, and gone 2 weeks without it, the cravings go away. But on it, it's super hard. When it's in your system, when it's in your brain, it is very hard to not think about it and crave it. But if you can just get past 2 weeks without it, life becomes way better. You're not thinking about it. So that's another thing, because sugar messes up a lot of things in our system and doesn't get us closer to being fit. If you want a complete framework, I built a free PDF on something that I've used to reset my body in 72 hours. Has a bunch of structured workouts with videos that I have filmed, gut healing smoothies, grocery lists, meal plan ideas in it. Or again, you can use AI and try and make your own thing. I hope this video is helpful. Again, the biggest thing is being consistent, and it is way easier to be consistent when things are simplified. I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.